Simply Betta here. I'm coming at you today from the new Simply Betta studio office. There are no fish in this office yet, and I'm getting a little tired of that. A couple videos ago, I asked the community what project I should work on next because I had this big list of projects and I didn't even know where to start. And you guys pulled through. I took some recommendations. In my last video, I just finished up a terrarium that I had just sitting around waiting for me to finish up, my custom terrarium that I built. I built all the inside stuff and it looks so cool, and I introduced my new leopard gecko. And I had a good time with that one. So that's one project off the list. Feels nice. For the second project, that was a little harder to determine just from community votes. So it seemed like a lot of people really liked the idea of doing a Skyrim tank. A lot of people really liked the idea of going right back into betta breeding. And a lot of people thought I should start redoing the steel rack because that would help propel me and get me organized so I could start keeping fish a little bit better again. And I thought about it. I absolutely agree with that very last thought, that getting my steel fish rack just nice and cleaned off, my fish moved somewhere safe up here for now just so I can work on that rack. It's gonna give me something to do, something to move forward on when it comes to fish keeping. So I'm gonna do that, and then maybe once I'm done, I'll reward myself with the Skyrim tank. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna start emptying off my steel rack. I'm a little intimidated by the amount of work that might take. Just clearing my mind. The first step is to take the fish that I have on my fish rack and move them. Move them off the fish rack, move them somewhere else, move them into my new studio. I think I can fit them all up here, or at least most of them. So I went out and I got myself it's right down there in a box still, a new steel rack. This one can hold a bunch of 20-gallon longs, and that's perfect because I have a bunch of spare 20-gallon longs just sitting empty in my garage. I can use these now. It's heavy. Okay, I'm just gonna set this up. I'm just gonna unbox it. These things, they're not very expensive. They come in a whole bunch of different pieces, and the first step is to assemble it. So I'm at a point where I have to decide something. Do I want my temporary fish rack to be tall and maybe go 3 20-gallon longs high and have storage on the top? Or do I want it more like a side-by-side thing? 2 20 gallons on each one? I have to decide this. But I think I have a little bit of time to decide because I've decided I hate the black color. I hate it. It's too dark. This is my space that I'm trying to brighten up. I'm trying to make it brighter and more happy in here. And right now it's mostly neutrals, neutral brown and white. I don't want black. It's too dark. Fish racks generally look really nice when they're black because it makes the fish tanks pop a little bit more to have a dark colored shelf. I don't diss on these kinds of shelves or black colored shelves at all, but I feel like I just want to brighten it up in here a little more, and I'm gonna try painting these shelves. Something a little brighter, something a little happier. I don't think I've ever seen anyone paint these kinds of shelves, so I will just try it. I guess I'm going to the paint store tomorrow. I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna disassemble this, bring it out to the garage, and start the painting process. Prepare yourselves for some time lapses of me painting in my grubbies. Actually, guys, the entertainment value on this time lapse of me painting in my garage was so high, I was actually scared for you, so I decided not to show it. Okay, it's the next night. I have primer on all of my stuff. It's looking pretty good. I think it's about time to unveil the color I chose. It's hard to go wrong with key lime green. Right? Putting this paint on is just too wild. I couldn't even show it on YouTube. It took me a few days to get all the coats I needed onto this shelf, but I'm not done yet because I realized the 20-gallon tanks that I'm gonna use, they need some nice black backgrounds on them. I've mentioned that I really like the black film as a way of putting a background on a tank, but I don't have any on hand, so I'm just gonna use paint. Let's put this shelf together and see how the key lime green looks. Check it out. It's kind of cool. I think I like the key lime green. I like it better than the black. It was just black and brown before, and now it's just it's a little splash of color instead of just being really dark. I'm waiting on one more thing that should get here tomorrow night, and that's some little protective feet that go on the bottom of these supports, just so when I fill these 20 gallons up, it doesn't dig down into my laminate flooring. I'm just waiting for these little rubber feet to come. Let's see, I also have to figure out lights. I need to buy some new lights. This was a week of work in my life. I like this color and I don't care what anybody says about it. But let's get some tanks on there and then see what happens. I'm really glad that I got these little feeties that go on the bottom of these kinds of steel shelves. They came in as a black rubber and I ended up just painting them the exact same way that I painted my shelves. So tack on like another 2 days or so onto this project for the feeties. But I'm glad I did. It's gonna protect my floors, makes me feel good. I actually got my tanks onto the shelves today. They look nice with the backs and the bottoms painted black, even though I keep saying how much I hate just the dark color. I just think in the case of like an actual aquarium, it's gonna look pretty nice. I also cleaned up the glass just from like little water droplets and hard water deposits and sandy bits. And I also got the lids onto the tanks and those cleaned up as well. So this rack is now like almost there. I just have to get my air line set up because I'm going to be using sponge filters in these tanks. I grabbed my air pump from downstairs. I'm poaching one off of my steel fish rack. I can already tell I'm just gonna hate the color. Maybe I can paint it later. Isn't that weird? I got my air set up and I'm happy with how it looks. My air pump's just gonna sit back here on this little shelf. I took this nice metal gang valve and I zip tied it back here to the post. And then I ran, I kind of ran a little piece of air line into each tank. Kind of hard to see because I don't have any lights in the tanks. Having nice cable and airline management right from the start just saves so much hassle. If there's one thing I've learned, just do it right the first time. I'm using sponge filters as my filtration, and I actually have a bunch of these aquarium co-op sponge filters that I'll be using. I'm not setting them up right now. I'm just gonna like set them on the top of the tanks. They're just gonna wait for me. Because I'm waiting on some stuff in the mail still. I'm waiting on 4 lights. I spent a small fortune on lights. It's gonna be great. Also some basic things like air stones, some little suction cups to help just like airline and cable management, and just little things I'm waiting on before I can actually take the fish from my fish rack and put them in my new tanks. So this probably isn't the most exciting video ever. I made a shelf and I painted it key lime green and I got it all ready. But sometimes I just can't do like the super interesting stuff all the time. There's so much work to be done that is just the regular stuff, if that makes any sense. I'm losing subscribers. So in my next video, I hope not only will I be unboxing a small fortune of lights, I'll actually be getting some progress done on these tanks, and that'll feel nice. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Tell me, what do you think of this lovely color? Am I an interior design genius or not? Be sure to follow me in all these places if you want to. Also, on my Discord, I share a lot of behind the scenes stuff, things that like aren't necessarily, they don't make good videos by themselves or like Instagram posts, just a lot of little behind the scenes photos and works in progress. So come join me on Discord, the link's down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.